Alright, now we are on the part 2, building JSON Web Token authentication with ASP.NET Core Web API and the Blazor Server. And in previous part, we already complete the register endpoint. We are able to register our user to database. The next thing we want to have is doing a login. But before that, let's having a source control for this to make it a checkpoint. Where is it? Okay, I want to set to local only and create. I think it's fine. Nice. You can see now. Okay, now we have our checkpoint. So in case something error in our code, we can just roll back it. And then for login, what we will have is first, let's have a data access to find the user by email. So public, I think we don't have the user yet. The model, okay, yeah, we don't, sorry. So we need to create a model first. Models, this is our user account, I think. We set name same as we set on database. And I want you to put these 3 property. And then we back to data access again. We return it, user account. Okay. And then find user by email. String email. Okay, nice. And then it should be simple query. Maybe we just separate the query SQL. Select star. Select all from user account. Make sure you don't have any typo in here. Where the email is not capital. I think it's capital also fine, but I just want to have like that. Okay, where email is equal to email. And then we will return connection query first or default. Query first or default. And then this should be user account, and then the SQL, and the parameter in here we should put email equals to email. Okay, maybe we set this to nullable. So yeah, if there is no user account, then it will return null. And we can get back to our controller. Out controller, we can now have the endpoint for login. So for login, we can just having the HTTP post. Only this because we want to have API/out for doing login. Public action result. We will return the out response we have created before. Login and we don't have out request. Request. Okay, I should create this one in DTO. Create new class out request, and I just want to have the email and password. We don't need role when we do login. And yeah, we have now. Let's search out record on the phone. Oh yeah, can now. Nice. So we'll have out response as result return, and we'll getting the user file data access, find user by email, request email. If user, maybe we can just, if user is null, what we will have is we return the bad request. User is not found. Okay, maybe like this. And if user is not null, we will verify the password here. Var verify password. Password bcrypt net bcrypt verify the password we put from the parameter here, and we verify it with the password we have in the database. And this is the hash, yeah. This is the hash password, and this is the text password. And if the verified password is false, then the password is wrong. So we can just return bad request, wrong password. And so if it come to this one, it should be success. So we'll have a generate access token in here, and later we will have a generate refresh token, and we will return the response. So for this part 2, we will only generate the access token, and let's first creating a token provider to handle this. Token provider, and we need to have CTOR I configuration. Okay, we just create an assigned field. We will use this later. First, we will have another class in here, maybe inside the namespace for return value. Actually, it should be DTO, yeah. Maybe no need lah. We can put in here class token, and then we have two property string access token, and later we will have a refresh token here, but it should be later. For now it's only a refresh token, so we'll have a public token generate token when we put the user account in here. var access token we get from generate access token. We put the user here, and we need to generate the method. Nice. And we will return new token access token equals to access token. Why wrong? It should be string. Nice. So we need to implement this generate access token. Alright, we can implement this. So first we need to get the secret key from the configuration JSON Web Token. Oh, I forgot. Where is it? Okay, this one, secret key. And then var security key is from the new symmetric security key encoding. Okay, UTF-8 get bytes. Okay, I think we should have a reference this one to encoding. And then for the credential, new sign in credentials, security keys, and the algorithm what we want to use. Security algorithms, we are going to use this algorithm. And now the token descriptor is come from the new security token descriptor. First, we will have a subject. This is our claim value. New claim identity. No like this, but okay, like this. We'll have a new claim types, email. I think you need to reference to this using a system security claims, and I think it's too small. Okay, zoom in. I mean, user account, email, and then for new claim types, role. It's come from role. Next, we will have expires. This time, now add maybe 1 minute for this testing only. And then the credential we get from this. The issuer, where is it, issuer? Okay, I forgot. Comma, issuer, slowly. Issuer, it's come from the configuration. configuration, JSON Web Token, and issuer. Audience is come from configuration, JSON Web Token, haha, copy and paste. Okay, nice. Now we can close it. Okay, this is our token information, and now we can just return the new JSON Web Token handler, create token with token descriptor. Okay, nice. Now we will generate the token, and then we'll return as a variable in here and return in here, and we are going to use on the out controller. In here we will have a var token is come from the token provider, and we still not inject it yet. Token provider assign field. Nice. You can just call from this and generate token. We should having the user account. Okay, from this user account we get from database, and we can assign the response access token to token. And why is error? String is token is not null here. Oh yeah, token access token, sorry. Okay, later we are going to generate the refresh token. And maybe before we verify it, let's having a extension for Swagger to be able to use the JSON Web Token also for authentication. So we can go to the program.cs in here. Okay, I will add in here, but maybe we have an extension lah. New folder, extensions, and we will have a service extensions. In here should be a static class and public static iSecurity service, not security lah, service collection at Swagger out maybe. Okay, nice. I'm using that for parameter. And then services at Swagger, not out, Swagger again. Okay, and we will have an option here. What option we have is a var security definition is a new open API security scheme, and then the name is a authorization. The type is a security scheme type HTTP, and then the schema is a JWT bearer default authentication system. So this should be bearer. Okay, correct. And then the format, bearer format is a JSON Web Token. Okay, we should put this one, the parameter on the header. Description, maybe JWT authentication header using bearer scheme. Okay, we can close it. Now we will have the option add security definition. Okay, JWT default authentication security definition. Okay, nice. And then now add the security requirement option, security requirement, and in here new open API security requirement, and then new open API security scheme. Now the reference is come from the new open API reference. Type is a reference type. security scheme. Where is it? Security scheme. Okay, this one. And then the ID is come from the default authentication scheme. And then we should have a new string. Okay, I think you can close it here. No need that. Oh, I think it should be inside the bracket again. Okay, and then this one not in here but in here. This is a string of value, but we don't have any value that you can just ignore it too. So close it, and then we return the service from here. Okay, if you are using a Postman for verify it, it's much easier, but because we are going to use Swagger, so we need to add this extension in order to able to use. And then we need to call add Swagger out. Okay, yeah, correct, this one. And then we remove the add Swagger generator before. And I think we have another class in here, token provider. All right. Token. Maybe let's try, yeah. Oh no. We should have one more. We should have a resource to verify it. We have a new controller, API controller. Name it as a resource. Okay, authorize and HTTP get. The root is a verify. No need to slash lah. And public action result verify. Just return OK. You are authorized. So if you are not authorized, you should not able to see this value. Yeah, I think that's all. Let's we starting this one. All right, I can see the endpoint, but let me try to check it. admin@gmail.com. The password is admin. Execute. Oh, nice. We get the token now. It means authentication is success. I copy it, and then maybe let's take a test if we put wrong password. Okay, we get the error, wrong password. Nice. And then for verify, I have copied the token before, and I will just click here and paste here. Okay, this is the access token we get and authorize. And then we can try it out and call it. Nice, we are authorized. And if example I not doing this one, I log out, I try to call again, we should having this one. 401 is mean unauthorized. All right, nice. Now the login and generate the access token is complete. The next step, we are going to have a refresh token feature. But before that, let we have a checkpoint. Now is a part 2 and commit all. So yeah, let's take rest and thank you for watching. We are continue on the part 3.